What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon. NBA DFS video. It is Tuesday. It is April 1st, and we are back with another video. If you have not already checked out our MLB content, that video is already live, which I will link at the end of this one. But if you are new to the channel, the things we do here might be a little bit different than what you're used to. So anytime we have at least 5 games on the slate, we're going to give you 3 top, 3 mid, and 3 value picks at each position. Now, we're to the part of the season where we're, inching our way to the playoffs. We have got teams that are already out. We've got teams that are resting guys out of nowhere. We've got players that just out of nowhere go from healthy to a scratch from the game. So value opens up throughout the day. So what we do is we do 10,000 simulations during this video, and then we've given you the plays through 10,000 simulation. About an hour or so before tip-off, we've already done 20,000 simulations. We've updated everything under the NBA tab from Vegas odds all the way down to cheat sheet. We've got it all there. So if this video is enough for you and you can build off of this, that is great. If you need a little bit more help, we do have FTA Plus. It is $10 a week, which gives you MLB, NASCAR, NBA, PGA, MMA, and NFL once it is back. That includes cheat sheets, simulations, projections, just so many different things. Go check out everything there is under each tab of each sport. $10 a week, $30 for a month, $200 for a year, or $500 for a lifetime pass. We do try to have giveaways for those every single video, and here's how to win. You got to like this video, you got to be a subscriber, and you got to leave a comment. If you do all of those and this video gets at least 50 likes, you will have a shot at a free week of FTA Plus, a week of all sports, not just NBA. If this video gets at least 100 likes, you'll have a chance at a free month, 150 likes, a free year, 200 or more likes on this video, a chance at a lifetime pass. It's been forever since we've given away stuff for NBA, but we have given away 2 back-to-back nights of a yearly pass to subscribers just like you. So if you want a double shot at it, like this video, be a subscriber, and leave a comment, and go check out our MLB content and do the exact same thing. In those videos in the MLB, we have 2 giveaways, so go check that stuff out. What we're going to do is we're going to go through the Vegas odds, then we're going to go through some of the plays at each position. If you want to see even more plays than what we talk about in this video, in this article, which you can see on the screen, which will be linked down below, you can see even more. On top of that, below the article, in the bottom of the description is our free Discord, where we give you guys some core plays and some value plays as well for each sport. And we go back and forth. If you have betting questions or props or anything like that, we've got a great community going on. At the very end, after all of that, we are going to build you a DraftKings lineup and a FanDuel lineup. Both are tournament lineups. Both are starting points. This is your first look at NBA, April 1st. It is no joke. Let's jump into it. So looking at the Vegas odds right now, we've got the Hawks and the Trailblazers, and it's early, so it depends. We'll see how the line has shifted by the time you watch this video. But as of the making of this video, Hawks and Trailblazers, Hawks are a 6.5-point favorite. Trey is questionable, but he is probable now. 238.5 over-under, so a fantastic over-under here. We've got a lot of great over-unders in this one, to be honest. Knicks at 76ers. The Knicks are a 13.5-point favorite, 224.5 over-under. What scares me here is if you choose some of the Knicks players and they go off, that's great. But if you choose some of them and they start off slow and then it just becomes a beatdown and a blowout, you might be paying for players that might not play the fourth quarter. So that's one I wanted to pay attention to. Great numbers there. Not the best over-under, so there are different options here, but be aware of the blowout potential here. Bulls at the Raptors. You got the Bulls as a 5.5-point favorite, 239.5 over-under. We've got the Spurs. Or the Magic at the Spurs. Magic right now 4.5 over under, 219 or 4.5 spread, 219.5 over under. That is a low over under. That is a low over under. Bucks versus Suns is next. Milwaukee's a 6.5-point favorite, 220.5 over under. Grizzlies versus Warriors, 2.5-point spread for the Golden State Warriors. 238.5 over under. So if all the players are in and it's good, it could be a back and forth. I like both sides of this game, depending. I really do like that. In the Minnesota at Denver, you've got Denver as 2.5-point favorite with a 230.5 over under. So a close line and a higher over under, we can get everything we need. So DraftKings has 6 games. FanDuel has 7 games because they can never be the same. For whatever reason, we cannot be the same on that. So obviously, Jokic is usually the top guy, but on DraftKings, we can't play Jokic because they do not have that. So we are going to jump into each position. So 3 top, 3 mid. Mid is about 8K or below. In value plays, these are early value plays. They're about 5K or below on DraftKings. So Max is already ruled out. We got Trae Young is questionable, but is probable. So not the best matchup for him, but we've got about 47 to 50 fantasy points. Josh Giddey about 47 to 50. And Quentin Grimes right around 45 to 48 fantasy points. Mid-tier, what we're looking for here, Dyson Daniels right around 36 fantasy points. Emmanuel Quickly right around 34 to 38 fantasy points. 28 DVP against Chicago. I do like that one. And then Shaden Sharp about 32 to 35 fantasy points. 26 DVP there. Then you try to find some value here, depending on how far down you want to go. I'm looking at Kevin Porter Jr. right around 23 to 28. Anthony Black, right around 23 to 28, and Jamal Sheed, right around 23 to 25 fantasy points. So when you're looking at some of these plays, you're looking to see the minutes. So value, minimum 20 minutes. Pretty much, if they're, what you really want to look for is, like, let's say for out of nowhere, Giannis is out. Who's going to take his spot? Are they a bench player, or do they have bench salary number? Then you're going to get a ton of value. So basically, what you're looking for on NBA is 2.5, or not 2.5. You're looking for 6.5 to 7 times value minimum. That is a minimum. So always kind of have that in the back of your mind when you're picking the people or trying to get your player pool. And that's why we try to help you guys with the player pool as well. So looking at shooting guard, we've got Devin Booker right around 45 to 48 fantasy points. Kobe White right around 42 to 45. Franz Wagner right around 40 to 43 fantasy points. Mid-tier, you've got Michael Bridges about 34 fantasy points. Brandon Podziemski right around 30. Jared Butler right around 29 to 32. And then your value, I mean, there's so many people out in this range here. Come down a little bit further if you want to go a little bit further down. Value-wise, Buddy Hield right around 18 fantasy points. Taurean Prince, 26 DVP, about 18 to 22. Obviously, he would get a bump if Giannis is out or anybody else is out. But Giannis looks like he's good to go. And then AJ Lawson right around 18 to 22 fantasy points. So if you look at like AJ Lawson, you look at the game logs, he hasn't done much. The minutes have not been there. This is one that I'm probably not playing. It's just the minutes. If he could get 15 to 20 minutes, we're looking at about 18 to 20 fantasy points. His price has dropped down. That's the problem. The minutes have not been there for him, and he has not done anything with those minutes. If they're not going to get 20 minutes in this game or in a game, you need 1.5 to 2 fantasy points per minute on an average to kind of make up for the lack of minutes on. So we've got small forward going. Denny Avdija about 42 to 45 fantasy points. Jimmy Butler about 42 to 45. He's got a great matchup against Memphis in a game that should stay close. 30th DVP, which is the best matchup he could possibly ask for. Would not surprise me if he gets more. I like Jimmy Butler today. We've got Josh Hart right around 39 to 40 fantasy. Mid-tier, Barrett's out, Kelly Oubre Jr. You got to kind of maneuver around them. We've got OG Anunoby about 36 fantasy points, Kyle Kuzma about 30, and Justin Edwards right around 29 to 32. And then trying to find value down in this area here if they play. Lonnie Walker the fourth, 21 to 25 fantasy points. Ryan Dunn for Phoenix, 25th DVP, right around 22 to 25 fantasy points. If you look at Ryan Dunn, the minutes are what we like here. So he had 19 minutes against Houston. It was an absolute blowout by 39. Didn't play. But if the game stays close like they think it will, we're looking at like 20, 22 to 30 minutes, maybe 24. Like, we're looking at that range. So I do like that. As long as the game doesn't get out of hand. Hopefully the game doesn't get out of hand, I should say. Moving to power forward, again, every single day I think Giannis is going to have that questionable tag, but he's going to be probable. Now, we've got him currently projected at 60 fantasy points. He's got the 24th matchup against Phoenix, a game that should stay close. Splits against Phoenix this year, only one game, 54 fantasy points. He had 31 actual points with 10 rebounds. So he had a double-double in that game. Game log, though, at 12-1. We've got to get 60 plus out of him. That's 49 is not going to cut it. 50, 54 is not going to cut it. We need 60 plus out of him. So if you don't think he can get it for you and you want to go with a different player, I'm completely okay with that, because as you can see, the drop off from Giannis at the top to Paolo is considerable. And then we're looking at Paolo, got about 48 to 50 fantasy points, 25th DVP, sub 10K. I'm okay with that. Jaren Jackson Jr., Triple J, JJJ against Golden State in a game that should stay close according to Vegas. 23rd DVP, about 37 to 40 fantasy points. Mid-tier, looking, depending on how far down you want to go, Draymond Green, about 32 fantasy points. Santi Aldama, about 26 to 30 fantasy points. And Gershon Yabushila, 6 DVP against the Knicks, 26 to 28 fantasy points. Then we get down here. You want to go a little bit lower, I'm okay. Royce O'Neal, about 19 to 22 fantasy points. Patrick Williams, about 18 to 22. And then Sandro Mama, I don't know how you say his name. Minutes are there. He got 25 minutes in a blowout against Golden State. Put 36 points. I mean, he had 10 times value. I think people are going to see that, not look at anything, and boom. With a game being close, we've got him projected at 17 to 20. Early projections, I'm okay with, but again, a lot of things I think have to fall into our lap there, because again, it had to been a blowout, and that's when he got the 25 minutes. I think a lot of people are going to base off the last game, and I think that probably is a mistake here. I don't know if I'll have much Sandro in this one at all. So then we move to the center position. We got Karl Anthony Towns, 49 to 52 fantasy points, 19th DVP there. Onyeka Okongwu against Portland, 27 DVP, 36 to 38. Nikola Vucevic, a 28 DVP against Toronto, 36 to 40 fantasy point range for him. Mid-tier, now, even with him in, I don't mind. If you look at Brook Lopez, what he's been able to do with Giannis in there, nothing that game, but again, they were getting blown out against Atlanta. 25, okay, it's low, but this is the range we need, 47, 46, something like that. Played Phoenix once this year, got 46 against them. So currently looking about 29 to 32. If we could get inch our way up to 40, I'm okay with that one as well, obviously. Then we've got some value in a Wendell Carter Jr. right around 24 to 26. Adam Bona right around 24 fantasy points, and Nick Richards right around 24 to 28 fantasy points. Now, those are just some of the plays. They are not all of the plays. It is a starting point, and we wanted to bring you as much as we can. So those are the plays at each position. Now, a few of the top plays. Now, these are early through 10,000 simulations. The value is going to open up. These plays will probably change throughout the day, especially if news comes out of other players being out. But we got Sandra at the top right now. Number 1, Orlando Robinson is next. Julian Champagny is next, followed by Zachary Rechacher. I don't know how you say his name. I apologize. Buddy Hield, Terrence Mann, Jamal Sheed, and finally Quentin Post if he gets any minutes there. So the big thing with the value, they got to get in those games. So kind of look at the potential of a blowout, and then look at the bench players and kind of base it off that. And then they got to get, 20 minutes a game is kind of what we're. So that being said, we will build you a DraftKings tournament lineup. Now, this is only a starting point. This is not an end-all, be-all lineup. This is just kind of a starting point to get your guys' minds right in the kind of the same, what should we do? How should I start building around? Now, very boomer bust. And I will tell you, these will change throughout the day. Once news breaks, it'll open up value other places, or maybe a stud is out and we want to shift from a different stud. It just all depends on what we think we're going to get out of some of these plays. As again, you can see, you paid it for Josh Giddey, but paid down for Julian. You paid down for Buddy Hield. The minutes have to be there. That's the only thing that's like. And then Denny, the fact that he is 8,100 blows my mind. And then Pippen Jr. is one that I kind of want to look at. Hasn't started, 29th against the Lakers, put up 30.25. They dropped him down to 5,800, put up 49.5. Against Golden State, he's faced him 3 times this year, only averaging 17.8 fantasy points per game. So kind of on the lower end, but he's averaging 21.4 minutes a game in those. So again, very boomer bust type lineup, but this is a tournament lineup. We're not building a cash lineup for it. So we'll lock that lineup in, and I have already done your FanDuel lineup. Started off Colin Gillespie at the top. We paid up for Ja Morant. We paid up for Devin Vassell. We paid up for Jimmy Butler. We mid-tier paid up for Brook Lopez, and we paid up for Onyeka Okongwu. So we paid up more in the FanDuel one than we did the DraftKings one. So if you want to see full simulations, full projections, everything, make sure you go check out fantasyteamadvisor.com. Make sure you ask questions in the free Discord. But go check out FCA Plus, $10 for a week, $30 for a month, $1 a day. That gets you FanDuel, DraftKings content. That gets you MLB. We are back, baby. I cannot wait. Or I could not wait. We have been killing it. You guys have been killing it. NASCAR. NBA is kind of dwindling down, which I'm okay with. I'm kind of getting burned out on NBA. Getting burned out on players being ruled out late. PGA, MMA, and then NFL in about 5.5 months. So we're ready to go. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, get those down below. Helping out the channel a lot would be to watch this entire video, clicking on the ads if they do pop up, watching the video multiple times the entire way through. So the algorithm is helped. So that's what I've got in this video. Let's have a fantastic Tuesday. Good luck. And as always, bring home some bacon. Peace.